Hello my friends, so the next Dead by Daylight chapter is coming. Oh, yeah baby, keep going daddy. Yeah, touch that cock. Oh yeah, yeah I'm gonna come. Oh yeah. It's coming very soon. If everything goes according to the plan, the PTB should be here on May 14th, which is in less than a week. I'm not gonna lie, not everybody knows that this chapter is coming so soon. I almost overslept this news. Dead by Daylight has posted their new roadmap, which includes the date of their annual anniversary broadcast and PTB on their Twitter page, but other than their Twitter page, I haven't seen this information anywhere else, so I think that Dead by Daylight developers need to do a better job when it comes to communicating to their players.
I think we did a pretty good job so far.
But other than that, it's very lovely that DBD developers host this big anniversary event every single year. It makes me feel like I'm celebrating my second birthday because I'm a huge fan of Dead by Daylight. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then wait for May 14th, and I believe it's around 6 p.m. Eastern time, when you should open YouTube or Twitch. Dead by Daylight will be live streaming their anniversary event, where developers will tell about what's coming into Dead by Daylight for the next year, and they will reveal who is the next DBD killer, which is my favorite part, and after this stream we will be able to play the new PTB. But anyway, in this video I will try to figure out who is the next killer that is coming into Dead by Daylight, and I'll give you my opinion, most popular possibilities, so let's talk about it. But before that, if you want me to come on your mom's titties, then don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. So first of all, we need to figure out if the next chapter is licensed or no. Sadly, unlike some of the previous chapters, developers haven't told us if the next chapter is gonna be licensed or no. As of me making this video right now, we do not have any information, any official information about the next chapter. However, if we look at the chronological order of Dead by Daylight's chapters, we will see that the last Dead by Daylight's chapter was original, and before that we got multiple licensed chapters. And usually when we get an original chapter, another original chapter follows the first original chapter. At least that was what happened last time. But, and there's a big but, and by the way, I love thick mummies with big butts. But keep in mind that the next chapter is an anniversary chapter, and this is the most exciting moment of Dead by Daylight's year. And Dead by Daylight developers want to surprise us with these big announcements during their anniversary streams, and most anniversaries have delivered licensed chapters to us because, let's be real, licensed chapters are the most exciting ones. I understand people who prefer original chapters, but take a look at Michael Myers. Isn't it cool that this character is in Dead by Daylight? Yes, to be fair, in the past we have received an original chapter on the anniversary, but to be honest, most of the time anniversaries have these huge licenses for us. So I have no motive to believe that this chapter is gonna be original. I believe it's gonna be a licensed chapter, so all of these possibilities that I'm gonna tell you, these are gonna be licensed possibilities because I do not have an idea what the fuck is this chapter if it's original. So the first possibility and the most likely possibility for the next killer is Mr. Johnny Sins. And I know what you think. You think that this is a porn star, and that's true, but keep in mind that he is also a doctor, a policeman, an astronaut, and a firefighter. Not to mention that he delivers pizzas on his free time, so he could also be a killer in Dead by Daylight. The next possibility is Lana Ro- No, I'm just kidding. It's possible that the next killer is Vecna, because Vecna, specifically from the Stranger Things franchise, is one of the most most wanted licensed chapters in the game. Considering the fact that Behavior and Netflix are pretty decent partners again, and Behavior managed to get Stranger Things back into Dead by Daylight, I don't see any reason why Netflix wouldn't let Behavior to bring Vecna into Dead by Daylight. Back in the day when we didn't know that Stranger Things was going to come back into Dead by Daylight, there have been leaks and rumors that Behavior Interactive was working with the D&D, also known as Dungeons and Dragons team, to bring the OG version of Vecna into the game, not from Stranger Things but from the Dungeons and Dragons game. And I really hope that they scrapped this idea as soon as Netflix and Behavior started communicating again, because it would be a shame if we got this version of Vecna instead of this one. On the other hand, I think that developers could bring the Vecna from the Stranger Things franchise into Dead by Daylight and make the D&D version of Vecna a skin for this killer. But if the next killer is the version of Vecna from the Dungeons and Dragons franchise, I really hope that this version of Vecna will get a skin from the Stranger Things, because I'm a huge fan of Stranger Things and I know that many of you are huge fans of this franchise as well. I think this franchise is perfect, but honestly it's my personal opinion. So Vecna makes sense because we got a bunch of Stranger Things fanboys playing this game. Vecna is a very anticipated killer. Apparently it's been leaked that developers have been working on the D&D version of Vecna for a while, so I can't imagine it being postponed again. At the moment the relationship between Netflix and Behavior is perfect and it would make money for both companies. So whichever version of Vecna it is, I believe that this is the most likely scenario that we are getting Vecna. If there's any chapter that's more hyped than Stranger Things Part 2, it has to be Five Nights at Freddy's, especially after the latest viral movie, which by the way was pretty enjoyable. Take a look at this. Five Nights at Freddy's has its game mode in Roblox, and now it will have a separate Funko Pop game, which is gonna be a 4-player cooperative action-adventure game. That's right, Scott, the guy who created FNAF franchise, he allowed Roblox to get FNAF game mode, and now he allowed a Funko Pop to make a separate video game on his franchise. So I think that it's just a matter of time until we see FNAF in video games such as Fortnite or Dead by Daylight. And it would be a huge surprise if FNAF is the next chapter. I could never understand this hate for FNAF. I understand that a bunch of kids play Five Nights at Freddy's, and maybe especially the first few games are more dedicated to children, but it's a video game, come on, anybody can play them, and personally I really like these games and I would be excited to see Five Nights at Freddy's in Dead by Daylight. But if I could choose between FNAF and Stranger Things Part 2, I would go with Stranger Things Part 2. Predator is a possibility because Behavior is in a very good relationship with the owners of this license, and we got Alien because of this, and Predator, I think it's just a matter of time, so it's possible that the next chapter is Predator. Slenderman is another possibility. We got no evidence supporting this, but I do think that Slenderman should eventually come into Dead by Daylight, like come on. And it wouldn't be a licensed chapter because Slenderman comes from the creepypasta, so technically developers could add Slenderman into the game at any given day. I also believe that Candyman is a possibility that we shouldn't leave behind. I've been saying that Candyman could be a killer for years now and it has not happened yet, so I kinda stopped believing that the next chapter will be Candyman, but it's still possible that we will eventually get Candyman, and honestly I would be happy with the Candyman in Dead by Daylight. So personally I'm leaning towards believing that the next chapter is gonna be either Stranger Things Part 2 with Vecna, or we will get Vecna from the D&D franchise. If not that, then we might be getting FNAF, and yeah, those are my thoughts. Comment your opinions. Sooner or later we will know what is the next chapter about, who is the next killer. I'm waiting for the next anniversary, and let's see what will happen. See you later. Bye.